Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 269. I'm your host, David Z. Robertson. This, my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
And today we're going to get super spoilery on the Flash 307, Killer Frost. To recap, the god of speed, Savitar, takes Barry for a run and just beats the ever-loving hell out of him. Cisco vibes over with Caitlin just in time to save him, but it costs her dearly as Killer Frost starts to manifest and take over. She snaps into villain mode in a desperate quest to find Dr. Alchemy and get rid of her powers, attacking Alchemy's followers and kidnapping Julian to help track him down. The Flash tracks her down and she empties the bag, revealing to Cisco that his brother was alive before Flashpoint, which does not go over well. She escapes and wounds Barry, so it's Cisco that captures her later. They lock her away in Star Labs for the time being. Meanwhile, Joe decides he can't trust science with his with this one, and takes a saw to Wally's cocoon. He emerges as a speedster, but his mind hasn't caught up with his body, so he takes off aimlessly. Barry knows he'll need Caitlin's help to fix Wally, so he lets Killer Frost out of lockup with only one demand. She has to execute him to leave the room. Caitlin proves she's still herself as she overcomes her inner Killer Frost, and they hug it out. She develops She develops a serum to help Wally that works like a dream. Barry tries to tie up a loose end and talks to Julian, who now knows that Caitlin is a meta. He agrees to protect her secret, but only if Barry resigns immediately. Barry agrees and cleans out his office. Finally, Savitar shows up to re-enlist the help of Dr. Alchemy, who is really Julian Albert.
I think developing a human is just called childbirth.
Yes.
We have terms for that now.
That is true.
Dude, Savitar is fucking scary. Like, I thought they did a great job with Zoom last year as far as making him just chill your bones frightening, but Savitar is just so damn fast.
What bothers me here is that he does all this, he runs around, Caitlin freezes him, and then he runs away. That's weird.
He's fine.
Oh, no, he's fine.
That's so damn common. That didn't even bother me.
Yeah, unless, it bothered me. Unless Caitlin
Actually, I'll give you this.
Going to be...
I'll give you this. One of his acolytes, said that that Savitar has big plans for Killer Frost, so he couldn't attack her right then.
Fair.
Hadn't thought about it, but I'll give you that.
That works.
Didn't even bother me.
I was talking to our buddy Jacob Raspberry of the Screen Explosion podcast, and he had a pretty interesting thought. I think he was actually talking to somebody else. Somebody else had the thought. I'm not sure. We'll pretend it was him. But he said, how awesome would it be if they did Blackest Night? And referenced how HR was talking about Barry's superpower isn't speed, it's hope.
Yeah.
And he was a Blue Lantern in the Blackest Night storyline. So
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Fingers
crossed.
I don't know that we'll see that. When we said they were going to do a 4-night crossover and Supergirl was going to be there, that's something I remember us kind of daydreaming about. It was like, dude, they've got 4 nights. They could do like a Blackest Night thing.
They should.
Quick pitch for the producers for next year.
No.
Do your 4-night crossover early around Halloween and give me some Blackest Night.
2 or 3 years from now, introduce a Green Lantern, the core, and then do it.
I'd be okay with just the pre-title break on Supergirl. We're gonna say it's 4 nights again. Like the pre-title break on Supergirl is just someone lands in front of her and it's freaking Hal Jordan. Pick a lantern. I don't care. And just introduce them long enough to actually come do this storyline. Like everyone gets rings. I think Arrow would be yellow in this universe.
Probably, yeah.
Scary little bastard.
So yeah, Cisco had a mini stroke.
Yeah. Just take 2 aspirin Ibuprofen in the morning. Next time, maybe lead with that.
Right.
So normally his lines are funny lines that are like the best. It's Cisco. We all love Cisco. He's a cuddly teddy bear of fun. But until you did this and tapping and shoving at Barry's chest, I don't even know how to feel right now. Oh my God, he acted the fuck out of that scene.
He did. He did a really good job.
It was good. You already did point out maybe my favorite line in this episode. Barry's real superpower isn't speed, it's hope. That one made my face crinkle a little bit.
Yeah. I did enjoy, he said he was a god. That's nice. That's not scary at all.
Yeah.
That was fun. But yeah, the chest poking thing, that was rough.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good choice too, man. Just good fucking choice on the actor's call. I don't know if that was Kevin or Valdez, but somebody killed it there. By the way, Kevin Smith in general this episode, I don't know what parts were his and what parts weren't, but he showed up and a good thing happened.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who said he couldn't direct action, but the action looked fine. I didn't see a thing wrong with it.
He says he can't, but
he's too hard on himself as he often is. And even the funny action, like when I've seen it in the trailer like 4 times because I watched the trailer. They just kept showing this trailer, and still when he smacks Julian and knocks him out, I still laughed. It's just a funny take.
Mm-hmm. It was a funny take. But speaking of rough Cisco lines, the one that hurt me the most was Barry goes, "If you find her," and Cisco goes, "I won't call you. You've done enough."
Right.
Like, oh,
that was brutal.
Oh, dude.
That was awesome for 2 reasons.
Man.
Like, one, great line, and it really, it's one of those like, man, this relationship may not come back. So it hurt on that level. But on the other hand, I liked that he's comfortable enough being vibe now that he's like, no, I'm going to take her out myself. I don't need you.
Mm-hmm. They were real down on Barry this episode, man. Hurt my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing, but...
I mean, she's got a line in there, like, for a hero flash, you sure let a lot of people around you die.
Absolutely, yeah. And they're still playing with the theme. They're still playing with this idea that sometimes when things get broken, they can't get fixed. Going back to the coffee mug,
Yeah. Which, for me, always goes back to Firefly.
You can't fix timeline. Yeah.
I'll never be able to not hear it in her voice. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, they do keep playing with that theme. And they're clearly not done with it. But Iris, being typical Iris, because now she's like Joe 2.0, can...
Which scares me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like she's distilled Jonas into exactly what Flash needs at that time, which used to be something we got onto her about because it seemed like the show only used her when they needed it, but now it seems like she's grown into it, and it's almost validated differently. It's either the show's validated in a different way or we've become less of a dickholes. I don't know, but...
Probably both, but...
We've all met in the middle now, and somehow we're all good. We're all on the same page. So...
Well, it worries me because it might mean Joe's going to go away.
I know. And that's tragic for every possible reason. Like I really hope that's not. I've seen a couple things that I'm just sort of lighting a candle. That's not happening. But Iris distills all that into like one little talk with Barry, where she pretty much tells him like, look, all these things changed, but you don't know that Cisco's brother would have still been alive. You don't know that she wouldn't have turned into Killer Frost. All that. Mm-hmm. It's a good speech.
All valid points.
Well, except for the not being Killer Frost thing. Like, Harry tested her with his little Meta device, and she was not Meta. Mm-hmm. And I think his device was supposed to test people even if they hadn't manifested.
Yeah, but that could have been faulty. It could have been something else.
It's Harry technology. Yeah, it could have been something else. Don't get me wrong. It could have been another drunk driver, and
Yeah, you never know. They could write in anything, like, oh, she wasn't a Meta, because remember, they could actually talk about it in this universe. Oh, yeah, Harry tested her. Like, purportedly, they have the little device still.
Yeah.
I would think Harry tested her in this universe as well. Why wouldn't he?
It happened on a whim in the first universe, I thought. It wasn't like something they set out to do. He just kind of went, hey, see, look, it works.
Yeah. I don't know.
That ended up being a pretty good scene with Barry and Caitlin at the end there. You have to kill me. Mm-hmm. Under all that cold, you're still Caitlin kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Good speech.
Hopefully, I really hope that she continues to use the powers, but it doesn't turn evil. You know what I mean?
And I don't know by what mechanism we have gotten there, because it seems like she just hoped her way out of it. Mm-hmm. So
not the first.
I'm of a split mind. Yeah. I mean, like it happens all the time in this universe. So I'm of a split mind though. Like, on the one hand, I'm just so damn happy to have her back, and she's a Meta now. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, it's a little bit of a Martha moment. Like, you just talked yourself out of all that.
I kind of feel like she talked herself into it to begin with.
See, I could deal with that if they had done that.
Evil.
Yeah, if they had made it where like, no, that was just that was your version of a panic attack. Like, you talked yourself into being evil because you thought you were. So that I could deal with if they focused on that. But
yeah, what sense does it make that her becoming a Meta means that she turns evil?
I don't know. I really don't. But I'll tell you what, when she does turn icy, I hope they keep that effect they were using on her voice this week. That little disembodied background thing they were doing with her was fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I didn't like, and they actually they brought it up, but it was a callback when she kisses Barry and freezes him.
Yep.
I thought that didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, back in season 1, it looked like she had feelings for Barry, but that hasn't really been a thing for a really long time.
I didn't think it was about feelings. I just thought she was having some fun.
Yeah, it's just weird. It was just weird, and I don't like. They always, in comic book movies and TV shows, the villainess always has to kiss the hero to do whatever terrible thing, and they were specifically calling back to Batman Returns when Catwoman did it to Batman. They said that, so
yeah, it was just a That's a moment I didn't even think twice about. I was like, oh, cool, the freeze kiss. Excellent.
And I just went, oh, that's dumb.
I had no problem with it whatsoever.
There was a little Easter egg in here that in this episode there was a truck in the background, and the company name was Let It Go.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's
a translation of
it. Frozen.
Yeah, that was funny. Good catch and good call. Adam, I was kind of really digging HR and Joe.
They were fun together.
And something I like about it is they have about the same level of understanding of this science. Mm-hmm. I mean, Joe outright says, I don't understand half what goes on here, so I'm going to go do what I know how to do. By the way, Joe getting brutal in the interrogation room, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking awesome. That guy's nose is never going to recover. It's like already broken, and he's playing hide the nose with him. Yeah, like they have about the same level of actual understanding of these things. Like HR is actually great at spinning people's ideas around to make it sound like something's happening. He does. He just he walks into a room with people and just coaxes the ideas out of them. It's a cool trick, and that they're doing a good job with HR this year, I think. But they're a little talk in the car. Next time your gut says something, I'll do it. And then, sure enough, like a fucking maniac, he walks in there with a damn it's like the saw they use to cut open skulls.
Plaster casts.
Yeah. It's really just like the fuck science. I'm doing this shit.
Right.
I'm getting my boy out. And I love that guy. Immediately, Barry walks in and looks at HR. This was your idea. No. But
for the first time, it was not his idea.
Yeah. I want it on record that something stupid happened, and it was not HR's instigation. Just point it out. No, man, it was a good turn. I liked it. I liked him just following Joe's gut around.
Yeah.
I liked the little sub story there, and it got us a really fast Wally.
Oh my gosh, they're already saying he's faster than Barry was at the beginning.
Yes, thank God.
That's awesome. Because
not only did I want Wally, and it's not a matter of wanting any kind of Wally. I want all the Wallies. I want everything. I'm with you on that one. I want every speedster we could get our hands on in the show.
Speaking of which, let's see, J. Scott St. Clair on Twitter. First of all, he said, "Happy Thanksgiving, fellas." Happy Thanksgiving, sir.
Yeah, man.
He says, "Do you guys have any or a speculative question for you? Any guesses as to Savitar's identity?" He's predicting it now is Eddie Thawne. What do you think about that?
I just don't know if there's a cause for it. I mean, they do like that actor, but I think, and I know the crew that wanted to see him around again. They really liked the guy. They were all good. They were tight. But I don't know if they're going to bring him back as someone like that. For some reason, I get the feeling they wanted to bring him back as a good guy.
Yeah, I don't know. In the books, Savitar was like a test pilot who got hit by what he thought was a bolt of lightning and became obsessed with speed and the Speed Force and. They called himself the Savitar, the Hindu god of motion. But his true identity is unknown. Like, we never find out in the comics, like, who he is.
Yeah.
But, and I don't care who Savitar is. He could just be Savitar for all I care. I don't need him to be somebody. But more importantly to me are the people he's tangled with the most in the comics, which would be Wally West.
Check.
Jay Garrick.
Check.
The Rival.
Check. And done.
And importantly, Max Mercury.
Big uncheck.
I would love to see Max Mercury. Now, there's also Johnny Quick. He tangled with Johnny Quick. He tangled with Jesse Quick, which we've got our Jesse Quick. So I don't know that they'll actually. Well, I don't know. We've seen a Legion ring. They might actually bring XS in.
Why not?
Holy shit! Holy shit!
You just made yourself so happy, didn't you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot they could do, man. There's a whole lot they could do, but and I'm getting almost tangential here. Like,
well, that's not.
He's pretty much fought everybody.
Yeah, but like in season 1, we didn't dream of having this many speedsters. We didn't dare dream.
Mm-mm.
And now we've got Wally in his real form. Like, Wally is supposed, in my opinion,
right.
He is supposed to be the fastest that ever was and ever will be. Like, there are moments where people are faster than him, but he's the one that's like the embodiment. Like, the guy who can actually go to and from the Speed Force and come back.
The fun thing about Max Mercury, though...
Oh, we might get to see the Speed Force again with Wally in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Just realized that.
And look, Max has been trying to get into the Speed Force for years. He finally did get in the comics, but
he
most
doesn't.
of the
He
time
doesn't make it back. Like, he gets there and sets up shop.
He came back. He came back. He did.
I've seen him. Well,
someone came in and pulled him out.
my only memory of him ever being out of it was him like grabbing Superboy Prime's arms. It was like him and Johnny Quick and.
That was the whole thing. They kind of went in to grab him to fight Superboy Prime, as I remember. But he tried for years to get into the Speed Force. Like, he was obsessed with it.
Well, he made a religion out of it, which would be a great. We've talked about this before, though. It would be a great arc, I think, to have like a speedster religion show up and kind of. I think it'd be fun to see where Barry falls on it. Like, if that's something he actually wants to put his faith in, or is his faith somewhere else, and. If you do it, you have to like. If they do it, they have to not make it a Judeo Christianity versus Speed Force thing. They have to put that off the table, I think, and make it Speed Force. And there's like different aspects of the Speed Force where some people kind of have like a violent take on the religion, and some people have a very like kind take on the religion. And you're gonna have two speedsters there, so Barry can be the hope guy he is.
And I'm down with Savitar being like the offshoot of that.
Yeah, like the violent take on it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fine.
But I'm looking for the Zen Guru of Speed, man. Let's bring this. This is Max Mercury, man.
Oh, that's how you do it, though. Is like make sure that like and they do have a very religious thing going on right now between him and Alchemy and the Acolytes and everything. Acolytes. They've got that tone happening right now. So yeah, it could be that he's the violent aspect of it, and then dude, you could get your Max Mercury to show up to be the Zen guy and show Barry the way and. And wouldn't you love to suck? He cool. Comes to show Barry the way, and he kind of nods at Wally and says, "But you'll be greader. You'll be greater than all of them."
One of the fun things about Max Mercury, though, for me, was that he wasn't as fast as any of the Flashes, but he could do more. Like he was
more in touch with it.
He was more agile. He was more like he could actually like maneuver better while at top speeds than any of the others.
I can see that. I had a couple questions for the show. Really, just one. Why is it always intake 52, guys?
Because it's 52 and they have to.
Yeah, I know. But I do want to bring up like the best line of the episode. It wasn't Cisco this time; it was HR. You're Captain Cold, wily fellow, slow talker.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was good.
What do you think the chances are that the Max Mercury, when he does arrive, is going to be another version of Harry?
Oh, like 2. I mean, you were talking earlier about what if Savitar is another version of Harry. I think that's probably more likely than the Max Mercury.
No. I didn't say Savitar. I said, what if Max Mercury was another version of Harry?
Oh, I thought you said Savitar.
No. My thought.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw both those out there then.
Let's say, he is a version of Harry that got trapped in the past or whatever. And because he had, maybe he has like amnesia, vague glimpses, remembrances of, the future where his past, but the future where he was helping the Flash. He realized he had speed powers. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He could do something, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. I also wouldn't be surprised if they, made him a version of Johnny Quick.
Oh, no, yeah. That seems imminent. There's got to be another version out there. I just thought he was going to take that serum. I thought he was going to take the potion and become Johnny Quick, but that didn't happen.
See, I would think like they really could have another version of Harrison Wells as Johnny Quick, since Jesse Quick is Johnny Quick's daughter. Anyway.
Yeah, easily.
We need to wrap this up. I gotta go.
Yeah, me too. Oh, and perfunctorily we'll mention, yes, Julian did end up being Dr. Alchemy.
Mm-hmm. So far. I mean, maybe he wasn't before, but he is now, and I don't know. Anyway, he's definitely got the Dr. Alchemy suit locked away. Mm-hmm. Guys, thank you so much for listening to DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. Go rate us on iTunes. Check us out on Stitcher.
Oh.
Download us on Google Play.
By the way.
All of the things.
We've got 2 more weeks of Flash, and then we're out.
Yep.
You're going to get it back on January 24th.
Mm-hmm. There you go, guys.
Here to inform.
We're a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network, giantsizesteamup.com. Check out the other awesome shows on the network. Until next time, guys, we'll be doing some news, DCEU, DC TV news. Keep some DC on your screen.
Hey, it'll be fitting to put this here if you leave it in, but how much did you like that one shot as he's leaving the lab? Looking up at the same sky shot of the lightning that got him.
That was rough.
I like using it as a bookend to this episode, too.
Now you're gonna make me cry, man.
I know. I'm sorry. All right, peace out.